All right, good morning, my friends. Here we go for another fantastic Revit tip. And you see, I've changed my surroundings. Today, I am up in the mountains, hanging out. I've got pretty good Wi-Fi right here on this tree. And so we'll be doing the Revit tip from up in the Rocky Mountains. And so we've got really, really good clear air up here. So anyways, on to the Revit tip. Okay, so today we're going to talk about sweeps. Not sweeping your hardwood floors with a broom, but on a building in Revit, a sweep is a vertical or a horizontal object that attaches itself to the building, to the wall in this case. You can use sweeps to go around and be the trim around a window or the trim around I don't know, you could make a picture frame in Revit with a sweep. You could make the edge of a table, a really complicated edge around a table with a sweep. But we're going to talk about wall sweeps today. And so I'm going to jump right into Revit and show you how to make a custom wall sweep that you can control its height on the wall. All right, so here we go. Let me share my screen. And share. Let's see, let's turn on Revit. Okay, here we go. There we go, Revit. Virtual BIM management, that's me. Woo! All right, so let's go to, oh, you know what building we're in. Yep, this is our most excellent, I'm gonna make me a little bit bigger. Woo, buddy! Okay, this is our most excellent little architect's office. And what I'm gonna do is come down here and show you how to put a sweep on the building that already comes with Revit. And then you're going to say, ooh, that's bogus. Let's make a new one. Okay, so watch this. So if you want to put a sweep on this building, you come over here to the architecture tab, and under wall button, there's a drop down. And there's a bunch of things for building walls, but look at that. A wall sweep and a wall reveal, which is a cutout of the wall. So if you've got a smooth surface or a wall surface and you want to carve out a little bit, you'd use a reveal. But if you want to add something solid, a positive object, it's a sweep. So here we go. We're going to click on sweep. Okay. And what it suggests over here is a wall sweep. You can see it. It's a cornice. And I'm going to put the one, see, there's no other ones in there. It's just this one that came with Revit. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to place it. I'm going to click on this wall right here. Click. And then I'm going to hit escape so that it appears. Now, what you see here is a 6-inch square object that is stuck on the wall and it's sweeping along the length of the wall. That's thus a sweep. Okay. But that's bogus. That doesn't look like anything that I would want to use on the side of my building, okay? So let's go through the process of making a new one. What we need is a profile of the shape we're using. So, because this sweep, I'm gonna click on it and show you a little bit about it really fast, okay? I'm gonna click on it, and in its properties, take a look over here. The properties say that it is 6 feet off of the ground. Okay, so I could move that. That's the instance parameter. I'm going to move it to 4 feet. Okay, and there it moved. It's down to 4 feet. I can change it to 2 feet, and it moves. So, okay, you guys are with me? Moving it around on the wall is easy. What it's doing is it's moving up and down the wall based on its insertion point. There's an insertion point, and you can tell where the insertion point is where this little dot is at the end of the sweep. So on this particular profile, which is just a square, the insertion is at the bottom of it. So 4 feet is going to the bottom of this object. And if I click to look at its properties, okay, I'm going to look at these. These are the type properties. It's using the profile, which is default, which is the 6-inch square, okay? And the material is by category, which means generic whatever. So I'm just gonna hit cancel. So that's why it's gray. That's why it's just an ugly piece of whatever. But here we go. To make your own shape that you would attach to this building, here's how you do it. We need a profile to use. We'll go build a profile and then we're going to load into the project. And then we're going to make a new sweep that uses our profile. Okay, simple enough. So here we go. File. I'm going to click on File, hover over New, and I'm going to click Family. What we're looking for is a profile family. And since it is hosted or stuck onto the building, it's going to be a profile hosted. And you'll find that if you scroll down to the P's, profile, there we go. There's a bunch of profiles in here. Profile hosted is what we want today. So highlight that and click Open. Now what you're presented with is this, this template for you. This vertical line is representative of the face of the building. They call it the host face, okay? It's the face of your building. And the left side over here, they've written host, 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 which means the building is on that side, okay? Your building is over there. And over here, they didn't write anything, but they could have written air, 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 air. So this is open air. This is your building face, and this is the building. Now, this insertion point, this crossing right here, is what was tracking up and down for at the 4 feet, the 2 feet, the 6 feet. This is what moves. So this is what you actually control. So if you put in a sweep and you want the top of that thing to be able to control the top of it, then you would be building your object touching and below this line so that you could control the top of it, right? So here we go. I'm going to show you a quick, I'm just going to draw something quick. You click on create and you pick line. What we have to do is draw a closed loop, one single closed loop. So I'm just going to click here. And if I wanted to, I could come out like, I don't know, 6 inches and down. I'm just going to fart around here. Well, I'm not farting, but I'm actually just drawing. Okay, I'm coming down, I'm drawing a shape here, la, la, la. Look at this fantastic shape that I'm drawing, okay? Whatever, doesn't matter. Now this shape here is quite ugly. What if I wanted to, what if I wanted a curve on it? Yay! So I could hit create a line and put a curve on it. And I want it to go to right to there and curve downward, whatever, okay? So you can edit this thing however you want. You can build any shape. If you want this, this shape to slope at the top, I can do that. Create a line, go from this intersection down, slope it down so the rain drains off, and then trim it and get rid of that extra line. The key here is to draw a shape, any shape, that is, that does not, I mean, it has to be a closed loop. It has to be a closed loop. Okay, so this shape is, when it pops in Revit, it's going to be glued to the face of our building. And that's not realistic, is it? Because in real life, things embed and things are attached. So what I'm going to do, since it's a brick building that we're working with, I am going to do this. I'm going to say create a line. So I want this to go into the wall, 3 5/8 inch, to the back of the brick. And then it's going to come down and then close out, okay? And get rid of that extra line, because you can't have extra stray lines. This has to be a closed system, a closed loop. So I'm just going to bring this down. So whatever. Oh gosh, I'm having a hard time with just saying whatever, because I like to fancy dancy stuff up. Look at that notch I just put in there. Oh man, that's beautiful. Look at that. Okay. All right. So whatever. This is our whatever shape that is going to be loaded into Revit, and we're going to use it. We need to save this. So when I hit save, I'm just going to save it onto my desktop. Now this is not the new fancy cornice yet. This is the profile of it. So I'm just going to call it that. Profile, new fancy cornice. Okay. It's the profile, because this isn't the cornice yet. It's just the profile of the cornice. So I'm going to load into the project and close that. So here we are. We are at, we're in 3D. Now this guy right here is the one that we put before. And if I come over here and hit edit type, I'm going to make a duplicate. I'm going to hit duplicate. I'm going to make a new one. And this is going to be my new fancy cornice, okay? Now my new one that I'm going to put in here is what profile am I going to use? And all I have to do is drop down and scroll down through the different profiles. And there it is. Profile, new fancy cornice. There it is, new fancy cornice. I'm going to say, oh, wait, no, not okay yet. The material is going to be precast. Okay. And so I'm just going to get precast, precast concrete. There it is. So my new fancy profile is being used with precast. So when I say okay, bam, there she is. So take a look at that. Okay. That is our new fancy, and I'm going to go to my plan so that I'm going to pick this section here, and it's cutting right through it. So there is our new fancy profile that I just made. I mean, you guys recognize that shape, okay? And I'm controlling the top of it. You can see the insertion point in section is right there. So I can tell this to go to, it's at 4 feet. I can tell it to go to 8 feet, okay? I can tell it to go to 6 feet, okay, whatever. And if I go to 3D, it's sitting there at the 6 feet line. Now here's something cool to show you guys. I can take this thing and tell it to go up to the 2nd floor. Look at this, 2nd floor, 0 inches off the 2nd floor. Boom, goes there. The next feature of these is this, add or remove walls. So I can click add or remove walls, and when I click on a wall, it sweeps around that wall. So I can keep going around my building. Okay, I'm gonna sweep around this, come around the back of my building, wait for it, there we go. Sweep, you just have to click on the wall itself. Hello, there, click on the wall and it sweeps it. Now let's come here. I'm gonna put it on this back, boom, boom. Look at that. So it comes, you can add that profile all the way around the building. Okay, now I'm going to add a new, let's put a new one. Let's say we want a stone base on this building, a stone base. So I'm going to show you this and then see if you can appreciate what this powerful tool can do. So instead of brick going all the way down, for the first 4 feet, we're going to have a stone base. So here's another use for a sweep. So I'm going to say file. Yep, we're going back to the same place. File, new, family. Okay. And we're going to go down to profile, host it again. All right, so here we are at, ta-da, same place we were at just a minute ago, okay? So I want to show you this. I'm going to say line. So from the insertion point, we want it to be a 4 foot tall base, stone base on this building. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to, at the insertion point, it's going to be at the bottom of it. I'm just going to put it at 0 inches from the 1st floor. Okay, I can control it. So I'm going to point upward and type 4 feet. Okay. Whoa, it jumps right up there, doesn't it? All right, let's just do this. Okay, it's sloped on top and it's got a little bit of a fancy top to it. Whatever, we can do whatever we want. But okay, I'll just stop. I'll make it simple as I can. Okay, where you come down to here. And there's our closed loop. Again, this is going to be glued to the face of the building. I want it to insert into the building automatically. So I'm going to draw the line into the wall. Remember, the 3 5/8 inch. Okay. And come back down here to the base and get rid of this extra line. So now this shape is going to embed into the building. Okay. All right. So here we go. And I just can't stop messing with it. I just love to change my designs left and right. So there we go. This is our shape. What I'm going to do is save this. This is, again, it's only a profile. This is not the stone base. This is the profile of the stone base. So stone base profile. Okay, I save it. I load it into the project. Okay, and when I load into the project, I'm sitting here in 3D. Let's just say now the profile is loaded. We don't have a stone base created yet. So if I were to click on wall sweep, you'll notice that we don't have one over here that is the stone base. So I'm going to click on just cornice. I'm going to hit edit type, and I'm going to hit duplicate, and I want to duplicate this and make this, ready? Stone base. There we go. Now the profile I'm going to use is profile stone base that we just made, see? And the material I'm going to use is stone. That makes sense, right? So let me see if I have some stone. Yep, masonry stone. Okay, so I'm using the correct profile. I've got the material, and I say, okay. And if I go to put it, look at, you can see it already. If I put it on the wall here, okay, I place it right there and I hit escape so I can take a look at it. There is the stone base, but it's not very low to the ground, is it? When I click on it, you can see the dot right there. That dot, the insertion point is at the bottom of it. So look over here, it's set at 2 feet. I can set that to 0 from the first floor. Boom, and it moves down to 0. I got a foundation underneath there, so get over it. Okay. I want to show you guys something. There's a setting here. I want to edit type. I want to check this box here of this stone base. It's cuts by the inserts. I want to show you something. Cut by inserts. I'm going to leave that unchecked, and I want to show you what this can do. Okay. This wall here, if it is cut, okay, I'll show you both. I want this rusticated base to come around my building. Get ready for it, people. Add or remove walls. I want to add this wall. Boom. Look at that. Wonk. Ah, it's coming right across. And the windows are not, it's not fancy enough. So you can see the windows are behind it. So when I click on that, I can come over here and say, hey, cut by inserts. Yes. Boom. Are you kidding me? Look at that. The inserts cut it out. Is that cool or what? So you've got a rusticated base coming along here, and I can add that around the building. I'm going to click on that and say, add or remove walls. I want this wall. Boom. Look at that. I'd like this wall, even though it's kind of a boring wall. I still want it on there. And back here, I want it on this wall and this wall. So it doesn't matter how high the windows are. It still cuts it through fine. And so here we've got a cornice going around a little bit higher and a rusticated base on this building. It's beautiful, isn't it? And if I go to my section, you'll see that the only thing that I want to show you lastly here is there's a really dark line going around this cornice. And it doesn't look all that good because the other lines inside the wall are nice thin lines. You can come up here to modify, and you can click on join, okay? Join geometry button, and you say, you tell this cornice to join with the wall, and it thins up, look at that, it thins up those lines inside the wall so it looks proper in section. And I can do that with this base down here too. It's got a really dark line inside the wall, join, base to wall, and it cleans it all up really nicely. So it is pretty amazing, and it is a fantastic feature, adding sweeps, custom sweeps to your building. You can make a bullnose brick, you can make any shape, you can put a piece up underneath the eave, a wooden piece up there underneath the eave to give it some trim. It's just, it keeps going on and on how powerful Revit is. These sweeps are very, 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 very powerful. Use them on your buildings. You go give it a try. I want you guys to see what kind of sweeps you can come up with, and let me know if you have any questions about these sweeps down in the box below. All right, until we meet again, Happy Reviting. See you later, friends. Okay, bye-bye.